Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Shadowlight and Persona. Uh, Very happy to be back with and to have our full crew this evening. Why don't we go around the table real quick, say hello, introduce yourself, introduce your character, and then we're going to jump right into it, into the action.
Who's going first?
You are.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
But you volunteered.
I guess, yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Julia. I use any pronouns, and I am playing Declan Marsh, who uses he, him pronouns and really went through it last time. So we'll see how this goes.
Ashwini next.
Hiya. This I'm Abhilasha. Use he, she, they pronouns. And I'm playing Ashwini, he, they. Your resident swearer, person who does not want to get involved and yet somehow has gotten very, very involved and is regretting every decision of life.
Awesome. Steve Spencer. Steve, can you hear us? All right, we'll wait for Steve to come back. We'll go to Sophia. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's a multimedia extravaganza. I think it's maybe like the baseline is the podcast, but sometimes you do YouTubes, you broadcast, you've got a website. Yeah. Very, very niche. And last is Steve when we get Steve back.
Hi, sorry about that. My mic is being weird today for some reason. I apologize.
We can hear you now.
Hi. Yeah. Oh, okay, perfect. All right. Hi. I am Steve. I'm an Indian creator. I do a bunch of shit. Play games. Talk about mental health. Fundraise for charity. I'm also one of the chancellors of for Nerds with Dice. I forgot to mention that last time because it's very new and very exciting. What else? Um, I stream onto it sometimes. I also have my own AP studio, which is really cool. And yeah, that's basically it. I struggle to talk about myself a lot, so that's also an issue. I'm playing Spencer. He's a bit of a weird dude who wears makeup to pretend that he doesn't get enough sleep because he thinks it makes him look cool. And yeah, and he's super rich apparently because he won a lawsuit, and that's interesting. So yeah.
So he's trying to establish himself as a urban explorer, uh, spelunker, etc., etc.
Yes, that as well. Yes, you're correct.
All right. So to make things interesting and to hopefully get Raven into the action right away, I am going to ask everyone to make the Shadowlight and Persona equivalent of a will save. What you're going to do is you're going to roll your steel, which is automatic skill for everybody. So you should have a minimum of 2 dice in it, and you are going to add your power as your relevant attribute.
I love adding nothing. Oh, that's a 9.
Okay. So Sophia, let me know if you have questions since this is the first time you're doing it. Um, we're glad that you're here, and we're glad that you're recovering. In the meantime, what did Ashwini get?
We have to roll 2d10s, right? As per
Yes, and you're
usual.
always gonna
It's been
take the highest result.
I got a 5.
Okay. And what about Spencer?
I got a 10 plus my power is 2, so that's 12.
Over 12.
Hey.
All right. Awesome. What was your second highest?
Oh, sorry.
I got a 7.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to add my. I forgot to add my power. That's an 8
Okay.
in total.
Cool. What is your second highest for Spencer?
7.
So a total of a
17, I guess.
no. Just the die. So the second highest, you said you rolled a 7. So your 7 plus your power is that 9?
9. 9, yeah.
9. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So Sophia, are you able to see your sheet now? You roll 2d10. Yep, and you're going to add her power to the highest result. It's 3. Okay, you rolled a 1. You rolled a 1. Okay, but you rolled the 10 well, you're not adding the dice. You're just looking at the highest result that you roll. So it's a 10 plus 3 is 13. Okay, got it. So it's the last thing that everyone remembers is going to sleep. And for Declan, for Ashwini, and for Spencer, the last few nights have been filled with some very interesting dreams, which you have all been informed of between last session, or between last session and now. But when waking up is it's foggy. You feel woo. So Declan, Ashwini, you feel groggy. You wake up, you're adjusting to the change in the light, and once you get acclimated to the light and you start to wake up a little bit, you start to realize that you're in hospital rooms, in private hospital rooms. For Raven and for Spencer, your waking up is very similar, but you are much more the wherewithal is there. You're much more kind of when you wake up, you have a distinct clarity that Declan and Ashwini do not. But the situation is the same for each of you. You all wake up, you're laying in a bed in a hospital room, you're hooked up to monitors, and there's a television mounted to the wall. There's a newspaper on its side table. There's a pitcher, standard issue hospital pitcher with water. Each room has a private bathroom. And what does everybody do? Right now you see yourself. You're in the room alone. Now, Raven, the last thing the last thing that you were doing was you were doing a multi-episode piece on your network, your podcast streaming influencing network on tri-state area abandoned hospitals and the weirdness surrounding them. So, are you dreaming? Possibly. are definitely, and that's another thing is that each of you are restrained
Oh
to the
shit.
bed.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh no, 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 no.
So, and Ashwini being an EMT, you recognize, pulse ox machines and you're not hooked up to, you're actually, each one of you is hooked up to an infusion pump. So you are receiving some type of IV medication.
Okay. So Ashwini is first of all going to ground himself just so he doesn't start fully panicking. Like he is
Okay.
very close to having a panic attack, and this is terrifying of just waking up in a random hospital and having no memory. So he's just going to first, like, be like, okay, what can I hear right now? Can he hear the pulse ox machine?
Yeah. You have
So
the
he
you have the
hears.
finger, you have the monitor that goes around your finger, connected to your finger, and you have a blood pressure cuff, so it's monitoring blood pressure, pulse ox, and there's a single infusion pump that is giving you some sort of medication.
Okay, 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 okay. Medication.
Also,
Okay, I
one thing that occurred to me was from the last session, somebody rolled and earned a critical. Does anybody remember who that was? Was it Ashwini? Was that you? Did you roll the second 10?
I believe that was Ashvini.
I think so. Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay,
I'm pretty
well,
sure it was.
if okay,
Certainly was not me.
all right, well,
It could
I
have been
will.
Declan because I'm not sure of who rolled that critical.
Oh, it could have.
All right,
I
so
really
here's what I'm
think
going
it
to
was
say.
you.
Since we don't know who it is, I'm going to say that there's one in the group pool. So there's one critical in the group pool, and you guys may decide basically on a democratic basis, if it becomes relevant and somebody wants to, they could use the critical. And the default use for a critical is to just declare automatic success. Um, okay, so Ashwini, you said that uh, you were grounding yourself in order to keep from having a full-on panic attack. Okay. Spencer, so having had this situation explained to you, what do you do?
Grounding? What's that? Spencer has no idea. He's gonna start pulling at the chains and he's gonna start screaming. What the fuck? What the actual? Hello,
Hey,
doctor,
hey,
nurse.
All right. So as soon as you start
wait.
screaming, it's early in the morning. Um, Ashwini, you said you wanted to know what you heard, and what you heard was not a whole lot because of how early in the morning it is. It's got to be something like 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, Spencer, you start to scream, and um, the door to your room flies open, and there's a nurse with a couple of orderlies, and they're like, "Oh, sir, calm down, calm down. Everything's going to be okay. I promise, everything's going to be okay. I know you might be a little disoriented, but I swear, I promise, everything's going to be okay."
What do you mean everything's gonna be okay? You've got me tied up to the bed like a criminal or worse. I don't know. And
That was just for your protection. That was you. We had to make sure that you weren't hurting anybody. You weren't hurting yourself. We had to just get you calm. Everything was. I mean, I can only imagine just um, how out of sorts you. I just hope that maybe you can calm down, and the doctor said that if you were calm, that we could probably remove the restraints.
oh, okay. Spencer's gonna immediately stop yelling. All right, I'm calm. I'm calm. Let me get rid of these restraints. I see. I'm not yelling. I'm not. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Just come on. I don't like being tied up unless I consented first. So like this is weird.
Okay. Um,
Bro.
all right. Just
Bro,
we're gonna get
TMI.
you. We're gonna get. We're gonna get you some breakfast, and we'll have the doctor come in and examine you. And if the doctor thinks that you've that you've settled, and then then we'll see about getting those restraints removed. How does that sound?
Can you give me one hand free? I need to scratch my nose. Can you please do that much for me? Or like, can you give me something to scratch my nose with? Because this is come on.
I'll get the doctor, and the doctor will be in just a minute in order um. And she comes over and she puts on a pair of gloves. She grabs gloves from a holder on the wall, mounted on the wall. She puts gloves on and she scratches your nose for you.
This is so weird. Okay, fine. Thank you for that. What
Ashwini,
happened?
back to you for a second. So do you call out?
Uh, yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to yell out. Excuse me. Hello. I would like to speak to the doctor, please. I think there has been some kind of misunderstanding. I am an EMT. What is wrong with me?
Your door opens and in comes janitorial with a big cart full of cleaning supplies, and they look at you and it's like, hmm, uh, empty trash.
Dude, wait,
Okay, and
wait. Do
so
I
and then
know you?
oh, you don't recognize this person at all.
Okay, okay. So I don't know. Okay. Okay. Hey, take the trash, but can you please go out and find the doctor? Please tell them that I am EMT Ashwini Quentin. I work at the nearby. Which hospital is this? First of all, please, what hospital is this?
I don't know English.
Okay. Okay. Ashwini is going to start speaking. Is going to now ask the same question of which hospital. Which hospital is this in the other languages that he does know? Which is he's going to try in French. He's going to try it in Spanish. He's going to try it in Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, just and whatever broken Russian he can figure out. He's going to try everything now.
Okay. Well, when you get to the broken Russian, she's a fair-skinned woman with blonde hair, and when you get to the broken Russian, you get um, you get Hudson Valley, Hudson River State Hospital.
Okay, da. Um, okay, okay. I don't know how to. Doctor, doctor,
Doctor. Oh, duh.
get doctor.
Okay. Doctor. And she leaves the cart and she runs out of the room and she runs down the hall. Declan, what do you do?
Yeah. Whoa. Is there any like obvious physical injury on me that I can?
No.
Okay. And like, do I feel normal, or you said
Oh,
groggy?
you still feel groggy. You still
Okay.
feel like you were given something maybe to help you sleep or help like a tranquilizer or something like that. You just feel like everything. Your body feels heavy.
Okay.
Like you're having like if you like try to like sit up, it's like your head feels heavy and you're like exerting extra effort to try and keep your head up.
Okay. Are my glasses on the side table?
What glasses?
Declan wears glasses.
What glasses?
Okay. All right then. Is there like a call button anywhere near me?
Yes, you have a like a joystick type thing attached to the bed.
I'll press the call button.
Okay.
And then in the interim, you said there was like is my phone nearby? You said there was a newspaper.
There's a newspaper.
No phone?
No phone.
Okay. Is the newspaper from today?
When you look at the newspaper's all swimmy.
Yeah, because I don't have my glasses. Also, this thing with the lights will be happening every so often for the viewers at
Yep.
home. College. Okay, so yeah, because I don't have my glasses. So I'll press that call button and I'll just wait and try not to freak out, I guess. Is there anything else of mine that might have been on my person? Like, are my clothes around? Like,
You're dressed in a hospital gown. If your clothes are nearby, you don't see them.
okay. And nothing else that's mine, like on the side table or anything?
Right.
Okay. Then I'll just wait for someone to show up, I suppose.
Okay. Back to you, Raven. So, uh, uh, you're in a hospital gown. So you're in a patient gown. Correct.
Place for like a while. Can they tell that that's where this is? I imagine that they're just kind of like, this is a hospital. Like is there anything identifying around?
I mean, it looks like a functioning hospital, but here's the thing. Hudson River State Hospital, when you got there to do your kind of like advance uh legwork, I guess you could say, while you were building up the information about the episode, yeah, it's abandoned.
Yeah, it is abandoned. But does this look?
It looks like an
Raven
operational
we're
hospital.
in a completely random hospital, or
No.
is there anything that might indicate to them that this is in fact the same hospital, but for some reason now it's running, and also they've been kidnapped?
It's the same hospital.
Okay.
It's running, and you have in fact been kidnapped.
Okay, great.
my
So
God.
they've fully figured out all of that. Great.
Yes.
So I do think that the first thing Raven's
And you know that you're how in tune you are with the occult and the supernatural, like the quality of your resolve and your discipline has allowed you to sort of pierce the veil, so to speak, to disbelieve. So you're still involved in the scenario, but you know that it's not real.
Okay. So I think, given that Raven knows that it's not real, that I know it's not real, and I'm feeling like pretty excited about all this, I think the first thing I do is just kind of look at the restraints and test. Like, if I just believe really hard that I'm not restrained anymore, what happens?
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to roll, you're going to roll 3 dice, and you're going to add your power to the highest result.
Okay. And a D10 in every case?
Always D10.
Okay, great. 5, that's 3. Okay, so I rolled an 8.
Total of an 8?
Yeah, a total of an 8. The highest was a 5.
Would you like to take advantage of the floating critical that is in the group to call this an automatic success?
So I present that to the group. I do think having one person with the ability to like break through the illusion stuff would be useful, and Raven is definitely going to try to find y'all and rescue you, because that's just who they are as a person. Thoughts, opinions, question mark?
Fine by me.
All right. Yeah, I would like to use the I would like to succeed at this endeavor.
All right. So once you succeed, yes, it takes you some effort, but basically you turn your wrist in the restraint, and it's almost like handcuffs coming off, like it just like handcuffs unlocking, and you slip free.
I am the master of my own
It's
reality.
it's like no clip.
All right. Raven is very excited by this. They look around to see, are there like cameras or anything that like are they
there is a yes, there is a camera pointing in the, so if you are facing forward, basically bathroom is to your left, television mounted up on the wall, and there is a camera in the upper left corner of the room, pointing down towards the bed.
Okay. They're gonna try to MacGyver some kind of slingshot with the restraints and the pillowcase to like throw it and cover the camera in a
that.
pillowcase.
All right. So you're gonna roll the power check again. So you're gonna roll 3 dice and you're gonna add your power.
All right. The highest I got was a 12.
Okay.
Raven is my new favorite person.
Who you haven't met yet.
Yeah. That's Julia saying that. Declan will not.
Right. Okay. Try as you might, you try to get that pillowcase to cover that camera, and you try once or twice, and you're just not hitting the mark. And you know that there are no laws of physics involved in here. There's no gravity. This is the environment that is pushing back against you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to leave anyway. Raven.
I'm going to hold that thought. I'm going to move to Spencer. Spencer. So the nurse and the 2 orderlies leave, and you're left by yourself again.
Okay, so the minute they leave, I'm gonna stop pretending that I have calmed down, and I'm gonna start pulling at the restraints as hard as I can. This is just, Spencer is freaking out. He knows like he's not strong enough to break through the restraints. He's just doing it because he needs something to feel like he's in control. And
okay, so what are you trying to accomplish?
It's purely just for his own, hey, at least I'm trying to do something and not just sitting in bed waiting for someone else to make decisions for me. It's just that.
Okay. So after doing that futilely for several moments, the door opens again, and there is a gentleman walks in, white lab coat, surgical mask over his face, salt and pepper gray hair. He's got a stethoscope around his neck. Looks very, traditional, old white guy doctor type figure. Traditional authority figure type person. Salt and pepper gray hair. Very neatly. You can see bits of beard kind of sticking outside of the surgical mask. All of the staff, the janitorial, the nurses, the orderlies, the doctor, everybody's wearing a surgical mask, and it looks kind of like white cloth. And are you okay there, son? I know you had quite a fright. I know when you woke up and things might have been very strange. Uh, but everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine.
I will believe that after you let go of me. I'm not going to run away, obviously, but like I would like to be able to move my arms. It just feels weird. I what is going on? Do I need to be wearing a mask as well? Like
let me just do a brief exam, and then we can work on getting those restraints taken. So he reaches into a pocket on his jacket, and he takes out a flashlight, and he comes over and he looks in your eyes, and he shines the flashlight in your eyes, and he takes a look at the monitor. So he looks at the pulse ox, he looks at your blood pressure, and
was all of this an excuse to just look into my eyes? You could have just asked. You don't have to like tie me up and shine a flashlight. And yeah, I mean,
this is for your safety and your benefit. I mean, when we found you, you were in quite a state, and we're just trying to get you some help, sir. Um, so Spencer, what I want you to do now is I want you to roll steel again. You feel like when he shines the light in your eyes, like something is affecting you that you have the opportunity to resist. So roll steel again.
Okay, 7 plus 2, that's a 9.
Okay. When he shines the light in your face, for just a brief second, the entire scene goes from color to black and white. in your field of vision, and he is replaced with almost like a silhouette of himself, and it literally is just like it's like as soon as he shines the light in your face, that's what you see, and then he moves the flashlight away, and it goes back to normal. Like that's how quick it is.
Shit. Okay. I need to get out of here. I need to get home. I have a dog and I have a girlfriend and I have parents who are worried about me and I need to, get
Oh,
back to
don't
them
no no
because
don't worry, sir. So everybody, your family, your pets have all been informed of your stay here. Everything is going to be okay. We need to take some time to make sure that that the issue has been resolved. But I mean, everybody's been involved. Everybody's been informed. You don't have to worry about that. It's going to be okay.
you managed to get in touch with my parents halfway across the world in Japan.
Well, I mean, thankfully we have the benefits of the internet. I mean, we have your information. Um, Here's where Spencer's going to have the opportunity to see whether or not this person is lying.
He's
So
definitely
you,
lying. Spencer's parents are in Boston, so yeah.
That's
um,
really smart.
go ahead and roll.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll counter.
Oh, that's great.
Shit, that's a 2 plus 3, 5.
Okay. Um, you know, obviously, that your parents are not in Japan, that they are in fact in Boston. So you know that he's evading the details, but he does sound convincing. He is not focusing on, he's trying to pull in generalities in order to try and convince you that everything here is normal.
Can I go to the bathroom real quick? Like I really do have to use the facilities, and I would like not to, you know, make a mess here.
Okay, okay, all right. He puts the flashlight in his, and he puts his clipboard down on a side table, and so your restraints are like some type of leather or some type of leather like fabric, and he goes to it's a buckle, and he goes to unbuckle. He starts with one arm and he starts with the next. He's like, all right, go, if you need to go, go.
Right. See, that's great. Thanks. All right. Spencer's is going to make a beeline right to out the door. Like
Oh my
he's not going to run
God.
out. Okay. So just I don't think it's a good idea. Like this is Spencer's internal monologue. He's probably not going to want to run out barefoot in a robe because even if this does not seem like a real
Oh, it's
place.
not even a robe; it's a hospital gown. It's
Oh
like
yeah. So his yeah.
thin fabric, some type of linen, maybe. Not covering you up terribly well. Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna just wobble over to the bathroom, look at himself in the mirror, and then he's gonna reach for the tap, and he's like, okay, you know what? I'm not. He's not gonna trust the water either. He's gonna turn it back off and just walk out, and he's gonna peek out the door, to see if the doctor is still there.
The doctor never left the room,
Okay.
and you
Is
would have had to have wheeled your IV pole along with you because you're still
shit? Yeah, I
connected.
forgot about that.
You're still connected to the infusion pump, and you're still connected to the IV drip.
Okay, yeah. So in the bathroom, I'm gonna try to gingerly pull out the IV from my arm slowly as possible
Okay.
because I have seen enough medical shows to know that this is not ideal.
Right. So, what is Spencer's stature?
A 0.
Okay. Go ahead and roll one die and tell me what you get.
Yeah, we all can't be Shah Rukh Khan in Kalo now. That's not going to work.
It's an 8.
Okay. You manage very like it's touch and go, and you think that you're about to pass out, but you manage to get the IV disconnected. So you're able to
Okay,
completely
alright.
get rid of the. You get rid of the pulse ox, the blood pressure cuff. You're able to get the whole kit off.
Okay.
You're in the
I'm
bathroom. You're by yourself. The door. You know the doctor let you have your privacy, and you are out of you've gotten yourself free of everything at this point.
okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold the IV in my hand in a way that it looks like it's still connected to my wrist, and then I'm gonna walk out. It's gonna be on the opposite side of whichever the side the doctor is, and I'm gonna walk back to the bed slowly, and I'm just gonna stand there. I'm not gonna sit back down, and just
Okay.
be like, okay, can I just walk around for a bit inside my room? I know you don't want me to leave. That's fine, but like I just need to stretch my legs and stuff. I won't leave you.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll take this information that your vitals and we'll see what you look like in a couple hours, and we'll see about maybe being able to send you home back to your dog and your girlfriend, and and at that point he leaves. Um, Declan,
Yes.
back to you. So you're still in the bed.
Mhm.
You're still groggy. Everything feels heavy. No glasses, no cell phone. If your clothes are nearby, they're not in sight. Looking down at the newspaper looks swimmy. You press the call button.
Mhm.
So it takes about 10 minutes, and the door opens. Knock, 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 and the door opens, and it's a nurse or a nursing assistant. Woman in her maybe 30s, long brown hair, done up in a bun, like floral print scrubs, and wearing a cloth surgical mask. And oh, you're awake. Okay, good, good. How are you feeling?
Hi. I'm sorry. What happened?
Oh, well, I mean, from when I was told, you came into the ER and you were in quite oh, I mean, I'm probably not using the right terminology, but you were you were very agitated.
Where was this?
In the emergency room last night.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, where was I before the ER?
I don't have that information.
Okay. I
You
don't
were
remember.
just saying something about you were being chased, and there was and you were something was in your and you were like you said you had a really bad headache, but you were shouting, and you were panicking, and um
I, I
we
have I have no memory of that. I'm sorry.
well, I wasn't there. I don't work in the ER. That's what I heard from the ER when before they transferred you up here.
Right,
Um,
right. What the
um,
hell?
I mean, it's understandable that if you were in a state like that you wouldn't have had a memory of it. But you know, we hope that you know, after we give you a chance to sleep and give you something to help you sleep, that you know, maybe you could figure out, you know, maybe go back to have everything sort of get back evened out, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Could I get my phone and my glasses, please?
Um, I'm sorry, you didn't come in with glasses.
Oh, what?
Um, you can roll to see if she's bullshitting you.
Yes. I don't think that Declan assumes she's lying, but I think I'm just trying really hard to remember what the fuck happened. So, what would that be?
Counter,
Counter?
counter.
Okay. Um, oh shit, drop that. Okay. Um, highest is a 7. That is a 9.
Yeah, she's um. There's something she doesn't. You don't get the impression that she is trying to deceive you, but there is definitely an inconsistency between. And when you say where are my glasses, you said you didn't come in with glasses. that if nothing else, that piece is patently false.
Okay. Okay.
You know that. That's like the one thing that is like that's absolute BS. Like
Yeah, because
I
like
know that I wear glasses. Yeah.
I'm Velma from Scooby Doo without that. Okay, could I get my phone, please? Did I have anything on me?
Um, I'll let me go and check with the doctor, and I'll give me a few minutes. I'll be right back, and I'll see what I can do.
And I would like to speak with a doctor as soon as possible, please.
I'll speak with the doctor, and we'll see if we can get that arranged for you.
Thank you.
And she leaves.
And yeah, I think I'm just trying really hard to like remember anything.
All right, back to you, Raven. So you're free, and you're by yourself, and you are fully aware of the fact that somebody is trying to pull something on you.
What is around me that seems like an exit?
Oh, the one. Well, there's windows. There's windows
Okay.
that look out into a kind of a courtyard. It looks like the buildings, the main building that faces the road, is to your right. So the building that you're in, the windows are looking into a central courtyard. So windows are a possible exit, and the one door into the hospital room, it's a private room. The one door is a possible exit as well.
So, without actually jumping, because they don't want to know what happens if they die in the dream, I do think Raven is going to check if they can fly out the window. I do think that's going to be the first thing they try to do.
Okay. You can check that. So go ahead and roll your 3 dice and add your power.
That's a 12.
Okay, second highest.
The second highest, 5.
Look at the. So
Second highest is 8.
Is 8? Okay.
Yes.
Again, you feel the environment push back at you. Like something is consciously trying to stop you from affecting the environment. A presence or a consciousness just on the edge. But you overcome it. And if you wanted to quite literally do a Peter Pan out the window, you could do a Peter Pan out the window if you wanted.
Want to do a Peter Pan out the window? Yes.
What?
Just as you do that, you very distinctly feel a sort of psychic sense of 3 other people in your immediate vicinity in other rooms on the same hallway as you.
Okay.
So you're like ready, you're like fully ready to go woo, and you're like, huh? And
all right.
One is panicked.
Mm-hmm.
One is like full on panic. I would say Spencer is probably in full on panic mode. One is confusion.
Okay.
And one is, this is bullshit.
Okay.
Like this makes no sense, and it makes me angry. That's what you pick up.
So I'm gonna Peter Pan out the window and see if I can fly into one of their windows, or at least knock on one of their windows.
Oh my god.
Okay, when you Peter Pan out your window, the room that is immediately next to yours on your side of the hallway is Spencer's.
Okay, so I'm gonna knock on Spencer's door. Knock on Spencer's window.
This will go well.
Spencer!
The pan, it's so going to help the pan.
Spencer, there's
Spencer.
there's a young woman who is hovering outside of your window of your hospital room in a hospital gown. Describe what you look like, Raven.
So Raven is non-binary, not a woman. They are also Indian.
Femme presenting, would that be
Yeah.
reasonable? Okay.
Um,
All right, then I will let you take over.
they're also Indian, like everyone. I don't know why the denizens of this dream decided to kidnap a bunch of Indians, but that seems to happen. Very harmless looking, like tall, skinny, glasses, like really just looks like a very cheerful nerd. Has like a pixie cut that is probably dyed a color not found in nature. Probably various shades of like aquamarine, kind of like a mermaid. And I changed my mind. It's not a pixie cut. It's very long. So their hair is just kind of floating long and looking kind of mermaidy. And yeah, they're you said they're in hospital scrubs. So they're in hospital scrubs.
In a hospital gown.
In a hospital gown. Okay.
Like what a patient would wear.
Yeah, well, like what a patient would wear. And yeah, they just look like super friendly and harmless, and also like they have mermaid hair.
So this is what Spencer sees as far as the person is concerned. However, the person is very decidedly violating the laws of physics by flying.
Yeah.
No wings, no technological gadgetry that might be providing them with propulsion. But very just sort of hovering there and waving and knocking on the glass.
Okay.
Raven, with you as close to Spencer, the way you are right now, and the fact that you can see him, you feel like you could reach out and make telepathic contact with him if you so desired.
So I'm going to send them the thought, "Hi, we're in a dream. Would you like to escape with me?"
So here's what you're going to do. You're going to roll. Actually, okay, this is how we'll do it. Spencer, you feel almost like a chime. You hear a chime, but there's nothing obvious that would be causing that sound. And you feel like would Raven be like gesturing at the same time as she's sending the telepathic ping?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. Are you going to accept this telepathic contact?
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay. The minute the doctor leaves, Spencer's gonna turn around and he's gonna walk over to the window to look outside to see what's going on. And as he looks out, there's this figure that pops up, and because of what he's done so far, which is disconnect the IV and everything, we're gonna. I know it doesn't work like that, but we're gonna pretend that it's been dripping on the floor. And the minute he sees Raven, he takes a step back, he jumps backwards, slips on the IV, falls flat on his ass, and he's just staring at.
I mean, it
whoever
stands to reason that when he pulled the IV out, that it could have dripped. I mean, that when he pulled the infusion, the port, when it came out, that it could have tripped. It could have tripped. He could have tripped on the IV pole. And there's any number of ways he could have tripped, but he definitely trips and falls flat on his ass.
Yeah, and he's just staring out the window, and his first thought, as he hears the chime, he doesn't even register accepting it. He just hears the time, and he just, what the fuck? Who the fuck? What is going on today? And then his brain is immediately like, he registers Raven saying that it's a dream. He's like, okay, you know what? That makes so much sense. I've had weirder dreams, but this makes complete sense. And he gets himself up, opens the window, and he's like, all right, magical alien angel person, take me away wherever. I don't want to be in this dream anymore.
Okay, when you do that, go ahead and roll your steal again. Actually, I take that back. No, you're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be that's the type of roll that it is, but you're going to get 3 dice instead of 2, and you're gonna be able to add. Basically, Raven is lending you the benefit of her ability, so you're gonna be adding 3 instead of adding whatever your power normally is.
Okay, add 3 dice and add
3 dice, add 3. Yes.
That's a 10, and a 7. That is the highest roll I've had. Holy shit.
Awesome. Okay, so that's a crit. So the fact that you rolled 2 nat 10s, that means that was 2 unmodified 10s were your tops?
Yep.
Okay, so that means you earn a critical. So make sure you mark that down somewhere.
Let's
And
go.
so your total would have then been what, 13?
Yep.
Okay. So as soon as you do that, it all clicks. Like, yeah, it's a dream. Yeah, this is like something is going on. My perception is being altered. Like it's as soon as you see magical alien angel girl that wants to take me away, uh, it all makes sense. It's like it's almost like the fog is lifted and you perfectly understand. I mean, you don't know how you got here. You definitely were brought here against your will, but you know that's what it is, and you know that you were not, in fact, a crazy person that was brought into the hospital.
Okay. So the minute I
So
register that this is a dream, um, Spencer would like to do some cool shit since it's a dream, right? You can do weird shit in your dreams. So why not? And he's gonna try to. He's just gonna look down at him at as is himself in his robes. He's gonna flex his hands out, stretch them out, and immediately he's gonna try to change his entire appearance into like a full three-piece suit with a tie and like proper but he's not wearing formal shoes. He's wearing Skechers because he prefers those. And yeah, that's what Spencer would like to do. The first thing when he realizes he's in a dream is changes his clothes. Yes.
So Raven, you see the moment of clarity across Spencer's face, and as soon as you see that, you see him look down, and all of a sudden, what he just described takes place. So he no longer the hospital gown is gone, and he is instead arrayed in a fancy three-piece suit with Skechers.
Oh, that's so cool. Can I change my outfit too?
You
I don't
believe
see
that
why
you
not.
could if you focused your attention on it, your perception that you could potentially do the same thing as well.
Okay, so Raven changes their outfit into like cargo pants with just pockets freaking everywhere, so many pockets, and like a shimmery floating top that is the same kind of aquamarine effect as the hair. Very like deep sea magic, doesn't follow the laws of physics type top.
Okay.
And also makes
so cool.
their glasses shiny.
Okay. So Spencer, are you going to open the window and let in the angel fairy person, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Spencer is gonna open the window. Are you coming
All
in?
right.
Do you want me to come out? How are we doing this?
I think you
I
should
did
come
come out
out.
like 10 years ago, but
Yeah, it took me a lot longer than that. Good for you. No, I think that you should come out because I don't think this is like our dream. I think we're trapped in something else's dream and there are two other people trapped, so we should probably help them too.
Oh, if the two other people are the people I think they are, all right, we should probably go help them. They probably need as much help as they can get. And
They seem a lot less upset than you seemed. One of them is just confused, and one of them seems like to think that this is bullshit. I think it's kind of cool, but it's also sort of bullshit with the whole kidnapping thing. But yeah, anyway, I think you can just fly. It should be fine.
Yeah, Spencer can totally
okay.
fly.
He's gonna
real.
Flap his wings like a bird. That's what he thinks of when flying.
I mean, sure.
Maybe he has a cape.
You know what? Yeah, sure. The three-piece suit turns into a cape. The top, like the suit turns into a cape. Is like, the Doctor Strange red cape, but it's black, and he's gonna flick it behind him, and immediately he levitates like 4 inches off the ground. He's like, holy shit, this is so cool. And then he's gonna try to like tilt himself on an axis like parallel to the ground. Oh, this is so cool. And then, okay, how do we?
Lord and Savior
like,
at the mode says no capes.
So yeah, you realize that basically you're in like no clip mode. Like you can pass through walls and doors. You pretty much have like both you and Raven have like full control over your environment. And
if Fortnite was this easy, I'd get easy dubs all the time.
So what are you going to do next?
Spencer is going to wait for his new friends lead. Wherever you suggest we go next, I can't really sense these people, as you said. Hi, I'm Spencer, by the way. Hello.
Hi, I'm Raven. I think we should so I it seems to be listening right now, but I do think whatever's having the dream is like fighting us. So I think it's probably easiest if we don't go into this scary murder hospital and if we instead just fly through the window like I did with you.
Okay,
Yeah?
that works. Yeah.
All right. Let's go. So they fly out the window to whichever
So
of
the other,
Declan.
so the other side of the building,
One's
and
next.
are you both going towards one room? Or are you splitting up and each going towards a separate room?
I don't think we should split up. That sounds like
I
classic
agree.
bad ideas.
Okay. So the first room that you arrive at is Declan.
Hey.
You look over at your window and you see two people very clearly flying outside the window. One person is someone you don't recognize,
Uh-huh.
and the other person is somebody who you do recognize as the weird guy who the other day when you were at the diner and you left the diner, he was there. He was talking to this EMT, and he's like, what are you doing? Maybe I could like hang out.
Yeah.
No, never mind. And just like walk in the other direction. And it's that guy.
Yeah. I think seeing them, I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming. Okay. And
Okay.
I'm going to attempt
And
to
now you're
wake up.
going to so you're gonna roll three dice and add three.
Three.
Yes.
Okay. And add, sorry, what?
Add 3 dice and add 3.
Okay. Highest is an 8, so that's 9, 10, 11.
All right. When you see Spencer, that's when you have your moment of clarity, and you don't wake up per se, but you recognize the fact that you basically have been duped into some sort of your your senses are being taken over. It would remind you almost of like Descartes' evil genius. The idea of like brain in a jar and all the sensory inputs are being replaced by somebody, like, because that's your rational mind at work. Like
Yeah.
that's what must be happening.
Yeah,
Like
dreams are weird. I'm just dreaming. This is just random dream shit.
even in the dream, you're looking for a way to rationalize it.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So I mean, all your
Technically,
liberal
you're
arts.
not dreaming. The dream is dreaming, and you're stuck in it.
Can
Hi,
I
I'm
hear
Raven.
them? Can I hear them?
You hear a chime in your mind.
What? I think I'm just like,
You hear the sound of it. You hear the sound of a ringing bell, but you don't see anything that could be really physically causing that ringing. It seems to be an invitation.
yeah,
You feel a sense of inviting from it.
I think I'm just like still trying to wake up and just like, okay, we're waking up now. And now, oh, okay. And I think like the fact that I can't wake up is like causing me to panic, and I just like start like tugging at the bonds a little more and just like, wait, what is happening?
Okay, Declan definitely seems disoriented. Raven and Spencer disoriented and is struggling against the restraints.
Oh shit! I forgot you were still in restraints. Yeah. Spencer is gonna open the window. If is it possible to open the window from the outside?
Oh yeah, you're in full on no clip mode. You can basically do whatever you want. So he
Oh,
opens.
okay.
So Spencer opens the window from the outside with no regard to the physical locking mechanism.
What
It
the
just
fuck?
swings.
Oh, okay.
It just swings open, and hey, I mean, you met this guy before, but you don't know who the other person is.
Hi.
Okay.
Are you okay? This is Raven. Maybe come in. Do you need help?
Eh, yeah, sure.
Okay, I know this is weird. I'm sorry. And Spencer floats over and quickly undoes the restraints, and he floats back. Still awkward about the whole situation earlier. Are you okay? There's
Yeah,
weird shit happening. I think
I just,
Raven can best explain it.
yeah, I just need to wake up. This is fine. This you're not
Oh.
here.
Oh, it's not that you're having a dream. It's that you're in something else's dream and we need to escape.
I'm sorry.
So something is having a dream and we're in the dream and I don't think it likes us very much. I don't know if it like doesn't like us, but it was trying to stop me from escaping earlier. It also didn't like that I can fly.
How do you know all this?
Well, I can tell that we're in a dream because in real life I can't fly. And I also don't actually own this shirt. These pants are real. I really have these pants. And I can tell that it's something else's dream because earlier when I was trying to do stuff, it was like something was fighting me. But not in a dream way, in a like I don't know how to explain it. But also you two are real and also I'm real and I don't think that three real people can have the same dream exactly. Well, there've been some studies on astral projection in dreams. Raven just kind of goes chattering away about dreams and dream science and the science of dreaming.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to play this out until my alarm goes off, and I'll get up and start looking around the room for like my clothes or something.
Yeah, your clothes are in a bag in the closet.
Yeah.
You also know, or Raven, you know that there's still one other person that that seems to have been similarly affected.
Yeah. So there's someone else trapped in the dream, and we should probably let them out too.
Okay, if you two will excuse me, I need to go change.
If we're you don't need to do that.
Don't need to. Yeah.
You can just decide what you want to wear, and then you'll be wearing it.
I go into the bathroom and physically change my clothes.
Love it.
All right, so it takes a couple minutes. Declan comes back out and it has changed clothes and still connected to devices and to IV and
I forgot about that.
You want to take that stuff off? I don't think it's good for you.
Yeah, I mean it's not real, so yeah, I'll just take it off.
You can remove it. It's not. It doesn't. Now that you have sort of woken up and you've snapped out of one layer of the of whatever's controlling you, it seems like it's not nearly as there's the weight, the gravity of it is not quite the same. So you're able to remove the activity without an issue.
Yeah. So I would have done that before changing my clothes, but yeah.
How's Declan's vision doing?
Yeah, did I find my glasses in that bag?
No.
Okay, and I still have bad vision in a dream. Awesome, love that for me.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try something. And Spencer looks over at the bed, and he stretches out his hand and he snaps his fingers, and he's trying to make the bed disappear because it's a dream, right? Like shit, we can do weird shit. So he's just gonna try to see. He's trying to push the extent of what he can do in here.
I don't think we should be challenging the dream until we've rescued the other. Hey, are you okay? You seem to be kind of squinting. Do you want glasses or something? Or
well, I'm looking for mine. They said I didn't have them when I came. None of this is real. This isn't real. It's fine.
Do you want to just make some?
Yeah, I think Raven tries to just make some glasses.
I mean, you draw them in thin air, and
they're like super cool, like bright purple metal glasses with like wings at the edges. Here you go.
Thank you, but no thank you.
Would you rather just not be able to see? Would you rather make your own glasses, which you can?
Yeah, like with the kind of like looking at them like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll make my own glasses, and then I do.
Like you reach into a pocket of your jacket, and oh hey, my glasses were there the whole time.
Oh, and Yeah. All right. Good to go.
Everything looks good now.
Such boring glasses. You get to look like anything you want. Why would you want to look boring?
I don't look boring.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're not a real person. It's fine. I'm not offended.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
not a very nice
they
thing
are.
Well, okay, no. So your brain doesn't make up people. That's the interesting thing about dreams. Even if you see someone who you've never seen in your life, that is a real person.
There is a rather agitated knocking at the door.
Okay, shit. We need to get out of here.
Is there like
Yeah,
one
we
of those
should.
like? Is there a window
No,
in
let's
the
fly
door?
out the windows, guys. Windows. We fly. Yes.
Is there a window in the door, like how they have those little like panels?
It
indoors?
is, but it's clouded glass and it's got the crisscross like metal, almost like a school door, like to make fine. I mean, so it's you can't see through it.
Okay. But we see like a silhouette?
You could see that. You could see a shape. Yeah.
And is it the nurse I was talking to before, or do
No.
I think? Okay.
This person is much taller.
Okay. You know what? Sure. Whatever.
Can I sense stuff from them?
This you can sense that it's either another entity within the dream or it's the dream trying to rein you in.
So that's not one of the people who are dreaming. That's part of the dream. And again, I don't think the dream or whatever is dreaming. I still haven't figured that bit out. I don't think it likes us. Also, that study that you're talking about of the fact that you only see people in dreams that you've never seen before, that's a theory because they were never able to prove that. And Raven once again goes on a tangent explaining stuff.
No,
All right. So Declan and Raven and Spencer, I need you all to roll 3 dice and add 3 to your top die.
I got a 10 total.
10 total.
I got
12.
an 11.
Okay. So just as Raven starts hyper talking about the dream study and whatever, the door flies open, and in the hallway, there are no. It looks like emergency lighting almost, and there are 3 orderlies that are trying to get into the room. So we will start with Spencer. What do you do?
Okay, so um, how outlandish? This is a dream, right? We can do weird stuff.
Tell me
Spencer
what
would
you want to
like
do. Tell me what you want to do.
Have you seen Dragon Ball Z? I'm assuming you've seen Dragon Ball Z. Right?
I know what it is. I haven't watched it a lot of it, but I know what it is. Yes.
He's gonna try to create an energy ball and shoot it at these orderlies to create some distraction so that they can escape. It's a Kamehameha as
Sure,
yeah,
or
that's the plan.
Hadouken from Street Fighter. Sure. Okay, so roll 3 dice. You're all basically benefiting from Raven's enhanced supernatural capabilities at the moment. So roll 3 dice and
Well,
add 3.
11.
9.
Next highest. No, it's just right now.
Oh.
It's just Spencer. I'll come to you next. So next highest.
9.
All right. Well, Raven and Declan, you watch as Spencer basically swirls his hands in front of him and forms a coalesced ball of light, and projects it towards the 3 incoming orderlies.
Yeah! Woohoo! I mean, violence is wrong, but yeah!
It explodes in a flash, and the 3 orderlies, they seem to turn. They start from being in full color, going to being just black and white, to being just shadow, and then they are completely dispersed, and the room is empty again.
Holy shit! I was not expecting that to work. All right, can we
That
leave
was
now?
so
By the way,
badass.
you can fly. By the way, and Spencer's just gonna jump out the window while flying.
Yeah, you watch as Spencer Peter Pan's his way out the window. Declan.
So I'm a little worried that you may not be able to fly just because you don't believe that you can fly. Do you want to like hold my hand?
Sure.
Great. Let's go.
What's your
All right.
name?
Raven. What about you?
Declan. Are you sure you weren't in like a psych class I took in college or something?
I don't think so because I finished college when I was 16. Um, and I really did not like psych classes because they were based on an outdated, very Western model of psychology, which implies that there's such a thing as a normative human. And
You know what? Fair enough.
as they fly out the window.
I love this.
So Declan grabs onto Raven's hand, and Raven flies the two of them out the window, and to the next hospital room over. And both Declan and Spencer see someone that they recognize, namely Ashwini.
Oh, okay.
And Ashwini, you see three people floating, hovering outside of your hospital room. You see two people you recognize, and one person you do not. You recognize Spencer almost immediately. It takes you a second, but you recognize Declan from the diner. And then there's this third person who looks very pixie-ish.
Well, we had decided that Ashwini knows me, right? Because I keep breaking into haunted
Yeah.
spaces, and so Ashwini has had
Okay,
to.
yes. All right,
several
yes, that's true. Right. It happened. Right. We had established that Ashwini knows everybody because of the fact that,
Yeah.
that he's an EMT and he has.
We're a bunch of troublemakers.
Yes.
I didn't do shit. My mom fell.
So yeah. So you have another one of these like three coincidence moments. Basically, you're like Spencer, Declan, them.
Magpie? That's magpie. Okay. The minute Ashwini like points at like and is like just keeps saying magpie, he's going to start wiggling out of his restraints, just so that he can scratch at the back of his wall, because in
Okay.
his dreams, whenever he's in a whenever when he was in his sort of mind trap that he was in, he always leaves a sign or something that kind of reminds him that this is not real. So in his dreamscape, he leaves a symbol on a wall, it's the caduceus symbol.
Okay.
So he always leaves the medical symbol, but not the cross. It's the stick with the snake on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It starts with Asclepius.
Yeah, exactly that
Yes,
one.
the rod of
So
Asclepius.
he
Yes.
Love that you know
Yeah.
that.
I was reading
so-
Percy Jackson literally 3 days ago.
Ashwini, I need you to roll 3 dice and add 3.
Okay. Okay. I got a 9, 10, 11, 12. I got a 12 in total.
Okay. That was, all right. So when the three coincidences line up in your mind for you, that's when you have your moment of clarity and you realize that this is all fake. That this is all some sort of artificial psychic mental environment.
Okay. So Ashwini, the minute he realizes that he has been through this before, he hates this, is probably going to be thinking about it some other day and having a breakdown, but right now he's going to get out of here. And it's just with that thought of, I'm going to get out of here and you can't stop me, I have all, there is no psychic power that can hold me anymore. I have seen worse than you. Like the restraints and the IV just kind of fall off. It literally like shrinks away from his body because he's just like, fuck off. Just like, nope. I have seen worse than you. You ain't got shit on me. And he kind of just, and he gets up and is like, and he's sort of back in his EMT uniform. He's just back on, he's just back in it. And
Mhm.
he's looking at the three and is like, we're going out through the front door. I don't give, we're going through the front door. Get in here. All three of you, get in here now.
Hi, Ashvini. It's really good to see you. I don't know if we should go through the front door because I think the dream is trying to attack us. But also, look
And
at
I will attack it back. And I would like to have a couple of words with whoever's dream this is. We're going through the front door. Magpie.
Look, I
Sure. What
already
does
tried to
magpie mean?
Kamehameha 3 attendants. It did work. So if we're fighting our way out, you know what? Sure, fuck it. I would love a fight. Spencer is in a mood now. So yeah, the Kamehameha has really got his adrenaline pumping in like the good way this time. Instead of the fear and panic, now it's just excitement. And he's like, fuck it, sure, yeah, I'm in.
Y'all were way more normal in real life. Okay.
Uh,
And he's going to look at Declan and is like, Declan, think of think of think of a room, okay? Don't think of this room. Think of another room you feel safe in. The minute you think that this dream is getting too bad, just go to that room, okay?
Okay.
Okay. We're going through the front door and we're going to talk to the doctor, okay?
as soon as you open the door to Ashwini, as soon as you open the door to your room out into the hallway, you see something similar. It looks like the only lighting is emergency lighting. Um, Raven, you recognize the corridor outside of the hospital room as what you saw when you came and explored the quote unquote real hospital. You see rebar hanging from the walls. You see, sparks coming off of frayed electrical wire. You see nothing. You see no people. You see no patients. You see, um, it's like what just happened.
Okay, that's
And
weird. So Raven basically explains to them what you said, um, and I don't really know what that means. And I think Raven tries to kind of sense like do they feel anyone in the area besides the three of
you
them?
feel like the artificial environment is starting to break down.
Okay, so I think the dream is starting to crumble, or at least, well, I feel like the fake hospital that the dream has made is starting to crumble. But I can't tell if that's because we've been messing with it or if something is about to happen, um, which is kind of cool. But also, the dream might try to eat us. Not to freak you out or anything. They say this to Declan specifically.
Okay. Declan
Cool.
has decided he's just watching a movie at this point because he still thinks this is his dream. So, like, sure.
Um, so as you, so is everybody coming out into the hallway, leaving the hospital room at this point? Anybody want to do anything else different other than, is anybody trying to do anything else different other than just get out of the building altogether?
Um, Ashwini is going to use his sort of general psychic sense to also search if there's someone who specifically needs help to get out of here, like that, like they have.
You don't sense any other conscious beings with the exception of the four of you.
Okay. Can he sense the ghost? His friendly ghost, the one who set him on the mission in the first
No,
place.
no.
Yeah, I we need to get out of here, like now.
All right.
I
So
don't-
if
How
everybody
do you
is
get
make,
out of a dream?
You wake up.
How, can you wake up on purpose? Because I can't.
Usually I can. I don't know what the fuck's happening right now. I probably drank too much. It's fine.
I feel like okay. I feel like Raven has lucid dreamt before.
Like Raven has what?
Lucid dreamt, basically lucid being dreamt in such a way that she's aware, or they're aware that they're dreaming.
Okay, yeah, Raven has probably done lucid dreaming, but like I think Raven again explains, yes, but this isn't your dream. This is
Okay,
something
yep.
else. Okay,
Let's let this play out.
great.
All right, then in that case, so
How do you wake up? Okay,
is it
so people are
Raven's
willing to.
intention to get everybody out of the dream?
I think it probably. Well, I think Raven would pull that. So do we want to get out of the dream? Is that the plan? Is that what we want here? Okay.
I think
So
Ashwini wanted to talk to the doctor or whoever, right? The person whose dream we're in,
Yeah.
sort of, not whatever.
So about that, when you look down the corridor towards the um, so in one direction is the nurse's station, and in the other direction is the end of the corridor, the last patient room. Um, you start to see outside. So there's a window at the end of the corridor looking outside that goes dark, and as soon as that goes dark outside, you start to see cracks in the walls and in the glass, and um, it's not making any sound, but it definitely looks like it's disintegrating in your general direction.
I think if Raven knows how to wake them up, Raven's going to at least try to do that at this
Okay,
point.
so go ahead and roll your 3 dice and add your power.
Ashwini is now going to start actively
11.
kind of muttering and trying to manifest his comfort dream mind palace now, just so that
Okay.
they have somewhere safe to go.
Yeah. I
Okay.
rolled an 11.
All right. Okay. Um, between what Ashvini is doing and what Raven is doing, Raven, you know that you're successful. You know that you're able to basically extricate all four of you out of this artificial environment before it collapses upon you and does you some type of harm. Ashvini, describe your mind palace.
Um, this mind palace is it's kind of just a second. Uh, yeah. So this mind palace is uh, it's kind of it's a library. It's this reading room in a library, but it's not. It doesn't look particularly polished or something that belongs to like some swanky university library. It looks like the walls are slightly peeling. The table and the chairs, they're wooden with it's chipped off here and there. It looks like a public library's reading room. And there are bean bags like around, colorful posters of, like, all those kids sayings, and oh, reading rainbow and all that kind of stuff for kids is just kind of plastered on there. And
Okay, so
you have
Declan recognizes this space. This looks like the memorial library that's on just off of Route 6 down the street from where he grew up.
We're all seeing this as they're seeing it.
Yes. You and all four of you are there basically with Ashwini.
Okay.
Like you blinked, like you were in the hospital. The hospital was crumbling, disintegrating all around you, and then all of a sudden, snap your fingers, and you're in this library environment.
Oh, that's so cool.
Whew, okay. Ashwini's knees have buckled, and he's just going to sit down on the beanbag, and is going to be, and is just going to hold his head between his, put his head between his thighs, and just going to be like, okay, okay, okay.
So if the
You're
mind
safe.
palace looks different for everyone, does that mean that we all see Ashvini sitting on something else?
No, actually, it looks. Everybody sees the same thing. They see what Ashwini describes. It just so happens that either Declan recognizes it, or it's so similar that it could practically be the same thing.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Spencer's gonna.
what Raven sees and what Spencer sees and what Declan sees is exactly what Ashwini described.
Okay.
Pretty good
Spencer's
choice
gonna
for
sit
a safe
down
space.
next to Ashwini, and just sit there and just be a presence next to them. Just not say a word. Just let them slowly come back to breathing regularly. He's just gonna sit there and not say a word. Just just yeah.
Okay, we'll deal with why you have turned up. He's pointing at Raven now. Why you're here? Why am I seeing people who I have had to rescue from incredibly stupid situations involving paranormal BS that I have very successfully avoided for as long? I We will have a conversation about that. Okay? You'll have a conversation.
This is probably a good time to maybe we're a couple minutes away from the break, but maybe this is a good point to break. How's that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So after leaving a fraught, tense, and strange situation, going from one strange situation to a strange but maybe not quite as fraught one, you all find yourselves now uh, in a faded, fraying public library that seems to be occupied by only the four of you, and Ashwini is trying to uh, come down.
I mean, hey, it's not a bad choice for a safe space. So now what?
Yeah, are you okay? Spencer just leans over to Ashwini. Do you need anything? And he tries to create a glass of water out of thin air, if possible.
No, you don't have nearly the same level of control in this environment as you did in the other one.
Fair, fair.
You're dressed the same way that Ashwini saw you the day that you guys ran into each other in the diner. Same thing for Declan,
Oh, okay.
and Raven would be looking the way that Ashwini saw them when uh, when they were picked up after the accident um, that caused them to come together.
Sorry, I've had my audio off the whole time. I
It's
thought
okay.
I
We're just a little recap.
Great.
Basically, you're in this kind of faded public library environment, and everybody's just seems to try look like everybody's trying to make sense of what just happened.
So I think I could wake us up if that was something we wanted. I kind of am excited to figure out what's going on and why it's going on. But I also understand if we want to just like wake up. I would actually be kind of sad. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. But also you two seem kind of upset. He's talking to Declan and
Magpie? Remember when I found you and I told you stick to the relevant bit? Are you okay? Is anything broken? Do you feel any hurt? Do you feel anything?
Are you talking to me or you?
I'm talking to you, Magpie.
Are you calling me Magpie?
Isn't that your name?
My name is Raven.
I just got it. I just got it.
I get it. They're both birds and shiny birds. Look, I really wanted to be goth, but it just didn't work out because of my personality. So I decided to be like a. Anyway, that's not the point. I'm fine. I don't have any broken bones and all of that. I kind of want to go find out what's going on, but also if we want to just wake up, thoughts, opinions, votes.
My vote is
The
for
white
waking
guy
up.
doesn't think this is real anyway, so no offense.
My vote is also for waking up because I need to have a conversation with some other people who Craig, can I now summon my ghost friend in this room specifically?
So your ghost friend is he has a name, or it has a name, Mr. Dark. And you can try. You can call out to Mr. Dark.
Mr. Dark, yo, my dude, I need you.
My dude.
Hey, you're the one.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
So there is a disembodied voice that now seems so for the sake of everybody else.
Is that a ghost?
I'm not a ghost.
You're not a ghost. Oh, I'm sorry. What do you poltergeist, spirit, apparition?
Other synonyms.
Character embodiment of a old comic book.
What? I haven't heard of that
Why
one.
don't you just call me a servant?
I don't like that. I don't want.
It's okay. I have a helper.
Okay.
Or you could just call me Mr. Dark.
That works.
Mr. Dark is my name.
None of us can see
So
this person.
I'm glad you're safe.
Mr. Dark. Yeah. Okay. First of all, we're going to discuss the exact meaning of what you said, or when you're not going to, that whatever the hell you wanted was not going to put me back into the same situation, and that this has nothing to do with her. We will have a discussion later about that, and I have some very strong words that I think might offend your 40 sensibilities, but at this point, I don't care.
I don't doubt that.
Number two, number two, what what do you know happened? What is the last thing I did? What is the last thing we talked about?
I told you that they were important and that they are connected to this. Your friend here um, is unfamiliar to me, but gesturing towards. Oh, actually, I guess it's a disembodied voice. So there is no real gesturing. At this point, a sort of vaguely humanoid bipedal shape sort of coalesces into um, you there in real life there's this substance called Vanta black, which is like so black it absorbs.
Yeah.
So imagine a shape of a vaguely humanoid shape just sort of coalescing out of nothing and standing in the middle of the room that is utterly black
That's so badass.
and violates dimension. So like it almost looks like it could be a shadow, but it violates dimension. It's really weird to like focus your attention directly on it. It's sort of like an uncanny valley to like stare straight at it.
Uh,
So
Spencer's just gonna look over at Declan and be like, I should be freaked out, but with the shit that we've seen in the last few, I don't know how long it's been. This just seems normal at this point, right? The people appearing out of nowhere, and
As far as
and
Declan is concerned, he's still dreaming.
Yeah, no, I just like I turned to you and I was like, I'm throwing out whatever I drank last night. Like clearly that shit was not good. Like
what sort of material are you made out of? Are you now more or less alive than you used to be, or have you always been this form? Is this what you actually look like, or is this the form that you're choosing to take for the dream? Sorry, 1 second. Raven materialized. Notepad. Okay, now go.
um,
Mr. Dark,
Raven
please don't
clearly has
answer
more
information
control
over
over
one.
Ashwini's mind palace than either Declan or Spencer. Um,
Ashwini is just going to look at Raven in the sense of, like, when somebody puts their dirty, like, shoes on top of your table, it's going to give that look. Like, hey,
Raven is immune to this look.
I love
Um,
Raven.
Okay,
Raven,
let me backtrack and see if I can answer those questions in order.
we will have this discussion somewhere else.
Is this my natural form? Yes. I've always been this way. Um, I I suppose I might have to go into some detail about um what I don't have all the answers, but I'm
Well, no one
starting
has
to
all
piece
the
things.
answers, but I love
Well,
detail.
about what happened to you. That's what more specifically. I don't have all the answers about what happened to you, about your recent unpleasantness. Um, But
Oh, that's what we're calling it. Unpleasantness. And Spencer does like the double quotes thing. That's what it is. Unpleasantness. Yeah. Yeah. Scared the shit out of me. Tied up, restrained to a fucking hospital bed, which
Hey
is like the
man,
weirdest fucking
hey. And
horror,
I just like
whatever.
I just like throw an arm
See,
around Spencer's
see,
shoulders and I'm just
see,
like, none
head
of this
between
is real.
Doesn't change
Spencer,
that it felt real to
head
me.
between your knees. Head between your knees. Head between your knees. Breathe.
It's very hard to yell at someone with your head between your knees.
Also, it's not his real head and it's not his real knees, so I don't know if the laws of biology apply here. It might, though, because if we think it does, then it
Let's
probably does.
I want to
okay,
You are
listen
not
to the
okay.
weird
helping.
shadow monster.
This is
Raven,
not a dream. Okay. This is not a
you are
dream.
not helping.
It's not a dream?
This is a
It's
mindscape.
following dream rules. Oh, it's a mindscape. What's the difference between a mindscape and a dream? Is it the fact that
Yep.
whatever we're trapped in, they're awake?
This is
Ashvini
my
created this.
Oh, Ashvini created this. Why did you do that?
As a
I was trying
defense
to get us
mechanism.
out of the dream we were in.
Oh, so we were in a dream, but now we're in a
We're in
mindscape,
my head.
different
You're
from a dream. Okay. So now we're in Ashvini's head. Does that mean we could technically go into anybody's head?
No.
No.
I have a ability to. I specifically created this kind of mind, this mind palace, this escape, because I have dealt with situations where I have ended up in other people's dreams.
What?
And
All this
can't
time I've been asking you about the supernatural and you've been like, don't mess with that stuff. And you could do this whole I thought we were friends.
The figure of Mr. Dark turns towards Raven. Raven, you feel that Mr. Dark is looking at you, even though there are no eyes. There is no three-dimensional facial topography, but you feel like its attention is turned towards you for a minute. Are you capable of what you are you do you know what you're capable of?
Me?
Yes.
Well, my Baba says I'm capable of anything, but I don't think he meant it literally. I know that I'm very smart and I can invent stuff. Right now I can fly, but I can't usually fly. I'm sorry, could you be more specific with the question?
Ashwini is currently muttering not very complimentary things about Raven in Marathi right now, under his breath. He's just like, yeah. Essentially words of like donkey and a paranormal obsessed idiot is and frustrating. Why are you here? What is my life? Things like that.
Yeah, my Baba also calls me Bostrina sometimes. What was the other thing that you said? I'm sorry, I speak Gujarati, but I think the insults are actually very similar.
This is the problem of when yeah, Spencer is just, I this is unrelated, but the first time I went back to India and I was talking to my dad about stuff about people around us in Hindi, and I didn't realize that people around us spoke Hindi and they could hear everything, they could understand everything that we were saying.
Oh
And I
wow.
insulted half my family,
Oh
and
good.
and yeah, this is what happens. Yeah,
So the words that Mr. Dark are speaking are everybody is able to hear them until only Raven is, and Raven hears it telepathically. Are you aware of what your mind is capable of?
See, I want to say yes, but the way that you're saying that makes me think that my mind is capable of cool shit. So do you want to maybe just tell me what the cool shit is? Because now I really want to know.
Okay. So you can hear me like this. You can
Huh?
hear other people like this too. You can talk to them. You can communicate with them only with your mind.
Is that why everything's so loud all the time?
You probably have to focus. Yes, you probably hear way more if you focus, you could probably drown out a lot of the noise, but yes, is the short answer.
Oh, that is so cool. That also sounds kind of unethical. Can I like turn it on and off? And do I hear everything all the time? What's the sad white boy
You
thing?
can you
Focus on that.
if you practice, you can focus it, you can turn it on and off, you could direct it. Yes.
Well, on one hand, that sounds like a kind of a mean thing to do without consent. On the other hand, that sounds like I could do crime.
The laws of any one individual monad differ. So what is considered crime in one and considered crime in another, that is all up to regional and local custom and tradition.
Can I use it to steal money from jerks?
I suppose if you figured out a good enough plan, I suppose that would be possible.
Oh. Have I always been able to do this? Is this new?
You're going to discuss crime in front of me. Could you please take a taser along with you the next time so you are?
Oh, Ashvini, you can't hear that. Ashvini, you can't hear this. This is all telepathic. With so all of a sudden, for everybody else, Mr. Dark stopped talking, and Raven stopped talking,
Which is shocking.
But the other things we'll get to when they become relevant. But he switches back to verbal communication or auditory communication, and like I was trying to say, the recent unpleasantness that you all went through, I don't have all the answers for why it's happening, but it is relevant to Ashwini's coincidences uh, and Declan to your parents and Spencer to your exploring, and there's only a certain degree to which I am capable of finding the answers. And part of that is the limit of my abilities, and part of that is the mandate of my superior, if we're going to use a non agency depriving term, given Raven's sensibilities.
Thank you.
As soon as my parents are mentioned, you all see like Declan's expression like darken, and like his breathing speeds up a bit. I'm just gonna put a hand on Raven's shoulder. I want to wake up now. This isn't fun anymore.
Are you okay?
I would like to wake up now, please.
So I could wake us up from the dream before. If we're in Ashvini's mind, can I still wake us up?
Ashvini can control her mind palace.
Okay. Would you like a cookie?
I'm going to.
Raven materializes a cookie and offers it to Declan. Sorry, go on.
Raven, this is a very carefully constructed safe space for me. If you leave imaginary metaphysical crumbs all over my library, I swear to God, you getting out of here will hurt.
It's Ashvini, right?
Yes.
I would like to wake up now, please.
Yeah, I think it's time. Ashwini is going to essentially create a door for Declan to go through. Don't run away. There, I, wherever you wake up, just, just wait there. I will come and try and find you. Okay, I want
Sure.
this has gotten way more serious, and I need to keep you all safe. Okay, I need y'all to stick to where you guys are. Okay,
Sure, sure. And before I go through the door, I'm going to turn to Mr. Dark. My parents are dead. And I walk through the door.
You walk through the
Neat.
door, and Declan walks through the door, and Declan wakes up
At home?
at home. Um, the dreams that Declan has had in the last few days have felt more real despite their decided unrealness. Um, and this one is just even more just it's starting to push against Declan's very carefully constructed sense of rationality, and it's just it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Um,
Um, hold that thought.
yes.
So back to everybody else. Um, so Declan is gone. Declan steps to the door closes, and Declan is gone.
He didn't eat his cookie.
Raven, do you realize you are eating nothing?
But it tastes good.
Man,
Oh,
those would be the
Pandora,
best cookies. Metaphysical cookies that taste good but aren't nothing.
Hello?
यार ये ये मेरा दिमाग खराब करने वाला है ठीक है just is just like just holding he's just holding his head and
He's Raven
just
has
create a cup
turned
just
now created a tray of like Indian mithai, which are all like pistachio and cardamom and rose, and there's a whole silver tray of them just floating. Would you like some?
Fuck yeah, definitely. Spencer's gonna first look over at Ashwini and almost asking for permission before, like, yeah, okay, and he's gonna quickly grab one and then two, and then sit
all
down
three
and
doors are going to open with a bang.
oh no, I
Oh,
think we overstayed our welcome.
in my safe space. This is a library. In how many libraries all of you are heathens?
I'm Muslim, actually.
Slay.
You know what I meant, but also, please, in the name of God,
I
in the
promise not to
name,
leave any crumbs. All right. I mean, and if they're not real, then it doesn't. Does it
doors
really matter?
open. Spencer, I don't know where Declan woke up, but it's probably where he was last, and that is more likely to be his home. So that means we are likely to wake up in the same space because that's the last thing I remember.
Are you guys in danger? Do you need to be rescued? Can I do a daring rescue?
No,
Where did we go to bed?
Remember, it's been a few days since the first episode, so you probably would have gone back to your apartment.
Okay, then it's fine.
okay.
Okay. Wait, do you want me to go find him or?
Raven, Spencer, uh, Spencer, just meet me at the diner, okay? Just meet me at that diner.
Can I come?
Okay. Mr. Dark, will we be able to see you outside of Ashwini's mind palace?
No, but if you go to he takes a second to pause. Down the highway from the diner is a restaurant. It's called. Hang on just a second. Bear with me a second. Go back to here.
Mr. Dark pulls out a also Vanta Black Rolodex.
The Argon Rose Brewing Company and Cassandra's Table. If you go look for the Whites, and they can help you get back in touch with me in outside of Ashwini's mindscape.
I'm gonna turn to Ashwini. Are you okay if I try to reach out to your friend like that? I don't want to step on any more toes.
No, go ahead. I'm going to be looking for some answers myself. Raven, you are also welcome to do so.
That's awesome because
I
I was going to
think
do it anyway.
fantastic. I think you already have my number from the last time you decided to break your leg.
I didn't decide to break my leg. I decided to climb up the wall. Obviously, I broke my leg by accident.
We'll have a discussion on semantics later. You have my number. Just call me. I will come and get you, and we'll all go and we'll all meet with Spencer. Okay?
I'm finally getting to go on a magic
I'll see if
adventure.
I can. I vaguely remember where Declan's mother lives, so I think I can go and pick him up there.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is I
I
kind
thought
of
he
feel
said
like
his
Declan
parents were
did.
dead. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, we just glazed over it completely.
Sorry, I think saying out of character. I think there was some sound overlap delay thing there. I didn't mean to interrupt. Raven said, but didn't Declan say his parents were dead? Wasn't he like real pointed about that?
Yes, but if he's here and I was the one who answered the call to where his mother had fallen. I know I remember the address, and if I and it's more than likely that he's there to gather her things if I can make a reasonable deduction on that front. He
Okay.
looked super freaked out when I recognized him when I asked about I mentioned his mother. He looked super freaked out.
Being super freaked out.
Okay. All right.
Say that again one more time, Raven. Being super freaked out.
Kind of seems like his thing.
At this point, if I say that he's the only one, I would be lying, and I'm trying very hard not to lie in the only place that is actually real feeling for me right now. So I'm going to try not to lie. We need to get up now.
Can I
All
finish?
right, I'm gonna leave then. It was nice meeting you. And he Spencer reaches out a hand towards Mr. Dark, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I apologize. It's just and then he just waves at Mr. Dark, at Raven, and at Ashwini as he walks
and
towards
and
the
the,
door.
and the hand, Mr. Dark's hand extends to accept Spencer's, but right before Spencer takes it away, and it's just left there.
Oh
Like,
no!
oh,
Oh
okay.
no!
Oh, but Spencer's gone.
And as at the door, right, he's gonna turn around and just call out to Ashwini. I would recommend you call Declan before you show up at his door. He seemed to not be in a good mood. It's just, you know. And then he's just gonna be like peace and just fall backwards out the door.
I don't have his number. In which universe would I be able to call him?
Yeah, Spencer's already gone. So
So all that's left is
Great.
Ashwini and Raven. at this point.
What's his name? I can get his number for you. I can find anyone's number. Also, apparently, I can read minds.
Okay, leaving alone every other. I mean, you've already suggested about five different law breaking things, and I'm not a cop, and I don't care about that specifically. I
Yeah, if
just
you
care
were a
about
cop,
you
I
staying
wouldn't be
safe.
friends with you.
We're going to have a discussion on the idea of friends in this case, and yeah, we'll have a discussion on that front later. Okay, uh, you have my number. You
Because we're
always
friends.
want to. Sure, just call me when you wake up. I will come and pick you up, and we will go over to Declan's place. Okay?
Okay.
I at this point I do not. I deeply do not want to do this, but I want answers, and I think the only way we're getting answers if every single one of us who were trapped was trapped in this dream is there. I and I am going to be unfortunately very rude to him. But right now, I don't care. I this is my nightmare. I got stuck I got stuck in a different landscape of my own of the worst thing that ever happened to me, and and I want answers, and I want to find out the fucker who did it. That's it. That's it.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Do you want to talk about it?
Are you going to be talking about that on your podcast?
I'm not a monster. Anything. Look. Whatever you say to me right now in this conversation, I promise not to put on the podcast. How's that? Or to tell anyone. Not even my top Patreon subscribers. It will be completely secret. Come on.
I'm not going to go into too much detail,
Okay.
but when I was 21, on my graduation day, I took a wrong turn at a party, and I was stuck in the world's longest historical cosplay ball, from which I could never leave unless every story, unless I could tell a story that would guarantee my release. Which, despite every story I said, every cliffhanger, every character, every compelling character I could come up with, it was never enough for her. And eventually, I was rescued, but which and he helped me create this space. I don't want her to be back, and I don't want her to find me. So, but I want to make sure that it wasn't her. If it's someone else, I'm going to make them pay. If it's her, I'll figure something else.
I'm sorry. That sounds really scary.
I've I've seen. You know what? I've seen worse. I literally I save people. That's the best thing I can do. That's the best thing I do. So like, but this is one thing I'm going to overcome, and I'm going to help all of you. None of you are going to get stuck in the same situation that I was. You are not going to have that. You're not going to have to go through any of that. Okay? We'll figure it out together. Okay? You will all be okay. You will be okay. Spencer will be okay. Declan will be okay. Everyone will be okay, even if I have to personally stab people to do it.
You're a really good person, but that sounds like a lot of pressure. It would be cool if you stabbed someone, though.
Just a little medical kit just sprouts up next to, just like appears next to Ashwini, and the medical kit has like front pocket in which there's like a knife in it, like a very sharp kitchen knife.
Badass.
Just
That's his stabbing knife.
Before I wake
that's
up, are you
that.
sure you don't want a cookie?
I We're going to go to the diner and I'm going to eat actual cookies.
Yeah, but the
But
actual
also,
cookies won't taste like the food in Mumbai, and this one does.
if yes, but also at
Yay.
the same time, we do live in the states. That part we can't help. I will, you know what? I know a couple of places. It's New York. We can find Indian stores. I will find something. I will get you something if you are that eager. If you are so eager, you want to eat metaphysical things that vaguely. I've been to India like 3 times. You can't even trust that whatever you're eating is actually right. Anyway, go.
Aw.
Okay. Um, so at this point, everybody wakes up. Um, and Raven, when you said that you can find Declan's phone number because you can find just about anything, you weren't lying.
I was not.
Um, I literally, like, if you can see, if you could read backwards. So mind link, bibliomancy. So basically, all you have to do is just do a little Googling, and you can basically just find just about anything you want.
Oh my god.
There he is. Hello, sad white boy.
So
Like my cell phone or my mom's landline?
Probably both.
Oh, cool.
well, before the phone rings, just to get Declan established. So Declan wakes up. Um, does Declan sleep in his room in the family house?
Yeah.
What was his room? Okay.
Yeah.
So everything is where it's supposed to be. Glasses on the nightstand, phone, um, clothes. Nothing's been disturbed.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so, and then his cell phone rings.
I don't recognize the number, I'm assuming.
It says Raven.
Fuck it. I'll pick up. Hello?
Hey, remember me?
I pinch myself.
You're not dreaming.
Uh, who who are you?
My name is Raven. We were in the same dream. You kept saying that I wasn't real, or I guess you kept saying that it wasn't real. It wasn't really personal.
This isn't funny. How did you get this number?
I mean, I think it's a little bit funny that you keep refusing to believe the evidence in front of your own eyeballs, or ear holes in eardrums in this case. But anyway, I got this number because I have access to the internet, and we have like a mission thing. I don't actually know what the mission thing is. That's kind of Ashvini's business, but Ashvini's going to come to your house, and we figured we should just let you know, so you didn't like throw rocks at him or something. I don't know.
Declan's brain just fully stops working. Like I'm just like stammering, like just.
Declan.exe stopped working.
Yeah, no, literally just like no.
No to which part?
to everything you just said. That was that I don't know what you're doing, but please stop.
Do I have to be
Oh,
patient?
also,
Look, I'm not
as an
trying to
aside,
take you
sorry to
out.
interrupt you for a second, Raven. Um, you are in a hotel in Poughkeepsie, New York, which is if if Ashwini dropped the name of the diner, is the Mohegan Diner, which is probably about an hour or so, 45 minutes to an hour away from where you are, because that's where the hospital is. So the hospital is in Poughkeepsie. The diner is in Mohegan Lake, New York. So it would take you about 45 minutes to an hour to get to that neighborhood.
Well, don't worry. It's going to take us at least an hour to show up. So if you need to like do some deep breathing or whatever, well, it's going to take me like an hour. I actually don't know where Ashvini is.
Look, you are allowed to believe whatever you believe. If this is like for fun or if it's
Declan's
a
going to
cultural
hear
thing,
the faint wee of the ambulance.
I'm gonna look out the
sirens.
window.
Yeah, there's an ambulance with its sirens going outside the
Oh, it
right
sounds like
right in
Ashvini's
front.
there already.
Okay.
Look, I'm really sorry that you're freaked out. I get it. I know that your people don't like it when there are things that you can't explain with your tiny sciences, but this is important.
God damn! Holy shit!
But this is kind of important. Ashvini is on like a mission to save people and stuff, and
What
you're
about
one of.
my life? What about everything I had going on that was put on hold? I shouldn't be in this town right now.
Okay, well, I don't know how to help you with that. I don't think we're planning to like destroy your whole life. I think it's more of a like save
But
you
it's
from being
not
trapped
you.
in a hellscape forever.
Sh-
Do you
I
want
think
to
we're
talk?
already halfway there. What were you gonna say?
Do you want to talk about it? I'm very good at listening today. I'm not usually very good at listening.
No, there's an ambulance outside my house. I need to shut that up before I get a noise complaint.
Okay, cool. I'll see you in an hour.
Okay, God. And I think I'll just like sit back down on my bed for a second and just like take a deep breath, and I'm like just caressing my tattoo just absentmindedly, just like
What is your tattoo of?
a Rorschach test.
Oh, that's right.
And just kind of staring at it and letting my eyes go into soft focus while I just like breathe.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
I don't like how you said that. Okay.
Yeah. Roll
Oh
roll a
no.
die.
Oh
Roll a die.
no. Okay. Natural 10.
Okay. Um.
Plus anything?
Well, it's power based, so
Oh.
no.
Okay, so no.
When you dissociate, you use it as kind of a focus to dissociate, to try and ground yourself, to try and bring yourself back into the present moment. Um, it's almost like if you would let it, it could have actually changed shape. But it doesn't.
Okay. I like snap back into it and oh fuck. God, and I'm gonna go down and answer the door. Or are you in your ambulance or are you at my door at this point? Ashwini.
I am waiting outside. I am still in my little in my ambulance, which I am definitely using without authorization, but I don't care anymore.
Yeah, no,
So
I'll
he's
come out.
just sitting outside trying to be like, okay, how do I approach this scared bunny of a person? How do I?
I'll come outside, and when you see me, like Declan hasn't even noticed that he started crying. Like it's that kind of thing where it's like tears are happening, but there's no like sobbing, there's no movement. So
Ashwini's going to get out of the ambulance like immediately and go up and just like kind of put his
please don't
hands
touch me.
on your shoulders. And... Okay, just breathe with me. Okay. It's me. We met in the diner.
Yeah, I know. What is going on?
Honestly, there's a lot to explain, but that dream that you were just having, it, I remember it the same way you do. Raven and Spencer, they also remember. They will also remember this. This wasn't your dream.
Were you there when my mother died?
Craig, was I there or was I
No,
just someone who got
it was maybe a few weeks before she died.
no, no, I wasn't. She had a. I was there for a previous call. I wasn't on shift that day. I didn't see her.
Okay.
I'm really sorry about your loss.
I think I am too.
It takes its own process. Take your time. Like, even if you don't like feel like one type of way about it, that's also completely fine. It's none of my business.
She 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 believed in this stuff. Like she really believed in this stuff. Like if she were here right now, she would be eating up everything you were saying, and it was infuriating. And I thought I was finally done with that.
Trust me when I tell you this, so was I. This is the last place I want to be back.
Yeah, me too.
All right, I'm gonna just jump a second to uh, Ashvini, how are you gonna get Spencer here? Or did you pick Spencer up before you went to Declan's?
I was told to go to the
Yeah,
diner, right? So Spencer's
Oh,
probably
that's
going to
right. You
show
were
up at the
yes, that's
diner.
right.
the diner.
So okay,
Just
so Spencer is
one-on-one.
waiting. Spencer is waiting at the diner. Okay. Um, Raven, how is Raven going to get from Poughkeepsie to Mohegan Lake Mohegan Lake?
I mean, Raven's fairly broke, so they're well, actually, no. If they're a mini influencer, they may not be broke. They're going to take public transportation to the best of their ability, and
so there's a train actually.
yeah, I'll take a train.
There's a train, and it's going to get you to it's going to be the New York Central Putnam Division rail line, and it's going to get you into the Yorktown Railroad Station, which is going to be the closest that you'll be able to get by train. And then from there, if you call Ashwini, she could conceivably pick you up from somewhere.
Yeah, Raven calls Ashvini.
Raven.
Hi. I'm at the Yorkville, Yorktown, Yorka thing. I'm at the train station. I don't have a car. Help.
Okay. I'm coming to pick you up from there. I'm coming with Declan. Just okay.
Is he okay? He seemed kind of not okay when I talked to him earlier.
I'm speaking to him.
Okay.
Raven, I know you can take care of yourself, or at least or at least in the sense you can look out for yourself if there's anything weird happening. I know that you love this stuff, but don't but be careful, please. Okay?
Like being careful, but I will do it just because you're going to buy me cookies.
Yes, I will also get you kaju katli and rosagollas if you want.
Yes. All right. I will be super careful.
How far is the diner from the train station? Because Spencer could swing by and pick up Raven along the way if to save time.
Let's see. There's Prop
I don't
Road.
think they have any way to contact each other, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's true.
thing. Um, so I think that Spencer's best bet is just hanging out at the diner and waiting for. So my question to Declan is Declan going to accompany Ashrini?
Yeah, I think he's like kind of in zombie mode. So I'll get in the ambulance and like while we're driving, I'll just be like staring at my tattoo.
Okay, roll again.
Oh god. Not soft focus this time, like really like intensely like
Okay.
staring at it.
Okay.
8.
Am I noticing this? Am I seeing the like intensity of the
She has
focus
a
he
she
has
has
on
a
that
tat. Or
eye?
I'm sorry, he Declan has a tattoo of a Rorschach um uh design on what
Yeah.
on the forearm like here. Yeah.
Yeah, inside of his left forearm.
Yeah. And he's staring at it. That's all that Ashrini sees. Um, so it hasn't changed shape.
Okay. I'm just not taking my eyes off it.
Um, all right, so it's just about 10:30. Just want to be mindful of the time. Um, why don't we say that ultimately everybody gets to the diner and the four of you are together. You find an out of the way booth and where you guys can where you can meet up. And uh, we can either, depending on what everybody, I guess. Well, actually, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give it to Ashvini because you're the you've gathered everyone. So, what do you do?
Uh, Essentially at this point, Ashwini has also picked up the comic books
Okay.
from which originally Mr. Dark came from, and it's in the ambulance with him, and he's going to present this to the group and be like, okay, some of the stuff in here is relevant in is I was Mr. Dark had initially approached me in asking in about something that happened in these comic books. Okay, he said all of you are important to this, and there's
All right.
something
So
major going on.
the comic book that Ashvini shares with everyone is called it's a collection of 6 issues of Universal Defenders. Universal Defenders is a it's a trio of these kind of golden age pulp era heroes. One is a jet setting business mogul. One is a rough and tumble PI from Hell's Kitchen, and one is a Canadian, very like lumberjack kind of aesthetic, plaid wool shirt and blue jeans and boots, and smokes a cigar, and he's got some unique special abilities in the stories. Um, and are you go what Ashwini, when you put the book out, how are you gonna, are you just gonna be like flipping through it idly, like what are you gonna do, how are you going to present this to everybody?
Um, essentially Ashwini is going to put down the comic book like in front. Is going to like let first Declan like flip through it and read it, or at least just see the relevant pages, because he's going to have bookmarked those pages, specifically the ones that Mr. Dark had mentioned, and ones that Ashwini himself had kind of determined to be relevant, because
Okay.
it will, otherwise everyone will take will take 10-15 minutes to read the entire comic. It's a very thin one, but it still take a little bit of time, so he just wants to get everyone up to speed. So he's just going to have it be passed around like, okay, this is what I know, this is what I was told, this is what the whole deal is.
Okay, so it's a collection of 6 issues of 6 kind of slim comics. Issue number 1, a wealthy socialite from the Hamptons on Long Island hires the Universal Defenders to rescue a girlfriend of his from Baron Samedi worshippers who kidnapped her and took her to Haiti. This issue is basically the story around issue number 1. Issue number 2, the Universal Defenders go to Egypt and they prevent a cult of Akhenaten worshippers or cultists from causing a problem. Issue number 3, the Universal Defenders go to Ireland in search of the Belt of Brian Boru, who's some sort of Celtic historical figure. Declan would recognize the name Brian Boru from his history studies. In issue number 4, there is uh, a basically a nascent um, not uprising is the wrong word, nascent uh, growing force of the Nazis in their infancy, and basically they go up against a Nazi cell. This is in the 1930s roughly, so it's really before the rise of their prominence. But basically, they go and punch Nazis in issue number 4. And issue number 5 is something happens, but it's not really relevant. I'm going to go to issue number 6. In issue number 6, and this is what catches Declan's attention. In issue number 6, uh, the the Universal Defenders are hired by a New York socialite named Evelyn Walsh McLean to protect the Hope Diamond at the International Exposition in New York City in 1924. In the book, in the comic, they prevent it from being stolen by a crime lord named Ronald Farnsworth. Um, in your mother's news clippings,
Mm-hmm.
there is no definitive outcome. All it is it was mentioned that they were hired to protect the stone, and that's all. That's all that's mentioned.
Yeah, and I think I'd bring that up, like when I get there. My mother was cataloging news clippings about this diamond and World's Fairs and everything. I don't know why. She would just like get obsessed with random shit. I don't know, but I have news clippings of this back at the house if that would be helpful.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. Okay, okay, that's good. We're narrowing it down, we're narrowing it down.
Wait, do the clippings mention these Universal Defenders or?
No, they mentioned that a private security firm was hired to protect the diamond.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Is Raven here right now?
Yeah.
Okay, Raven definitely goes on a rant about diamonds and the diamond being stolen from India by the British and such and such and such and such.
Uh-huh. So
I know.
Probably also a side rant about Nazis, but you know.
the thing though is that Raven, all the stories that Raven has ever heard about the curse that's attached to the Hope Diamond, about the some people said that it has supernatural powers, all those things, that all tracks. As far as Raven is concerned, that all is like, yeah, totally. I mean, people, they made up stories, and people think that they're all stories. Also, too.
Yeah, they're cursed, and it's cursed. I don't know.
Lost you there at the end.
It's cursed, and it should be.
But Raven swears she heard that at one point in time it was on display at the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C., but she can't, in her mind, she's like, I swear I heard that, but I don't know. It's hard for her to pinpoint whether or not that's a true statement or not.
Yeah, so they share this information and kind of go off on a tangent of like, I mean, on one hand, it seems like it might have been true because evidence. On the other hand, it seems like it might not be true because of and it's also just kind of, people are always making up these kinds of stories about artifacts and art and all of those. And of course, sometimes they're true, but sometimes it's just a way to mess with insurance companies.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, Raven. I understand that. My question now is, what does that have to do with all of us trapped in, so whose dream would be trapped in, and why are they targeting us specifically when their objective is the diamond? Or
Look,
is
I
it
mean,
not the diamond?
I don't know if this is anything, but when I was a kid, my mother would have all these like people over at the house all the time for these meetings. I don't know what they were doing, but that Gerald guy from the other day, he told me they were trying to find my father, who's been dead for 22 years. And I don't know. I don't know what kind of cult chanting shit they were doing up in my attic, but if she was obsessed with that and she was obsessed with this, maybe there's a connection there. I don't know.
Do you did any of in all that chanting, was it in English or in language?
I never saw any of it. I went up once, but I don't really. I don't.
It was definitely in a language that Declan did not understand.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I only went up once, and all I remember is this mirror that was floating, and there was like this fucking monster in it, but none of that's real, right? Like this is all she was. None of what she believed was real.
What did the monster look like? Do you remember anything about what the monster looked like?
Not it.
Just
It
a
didn't
buzz
really
thing.
look like anything. It was, I only saw it for like a few seconds. It was just kind of this massive shit. It had a lot of mouths. I was 13. I don't know.
How did your father die?
I'm not so sure I know anymore.
If you saw it with your own eyes and you met us in a dream and now we're here, why do you keep telling yourself it wasn't real? Like, what are you getting out of that?
And Declan says this a little too loud for a public space, like other people in the diner probably hear this. Because she can't have been right.
About what?
Everything.
Why not?
And like you see tears starting again, like he's breaking down. Because then she had a reason to not care about me.
I mean, I think she's supposed to care about you anyway. You're like her son.
She didn't. She didn't.
Uh, okay. Well,
Ashwin is going to kind of stretch out his hand to Raven and like kind of in a just enough gesture. Like, I think we're now heading into more delicate territories that are not relevant, technically.
okay, but this is important. Like whether magic is real or not, it's not your like that doesn't your mom should have cared about you. Like
She didn't.
I'm really sorry.
Raven, we can't scold the dead.
If Declan wants me to stop talking, Declan can tell me to stop talking. Declan, do you want me to stop talking? Because I'll do it.
I don't. I don't know anymore. It's I mean, fucking world's world's crazy. I guess. I guess she had a reason to be distracted.
Declan, there is no good enough reason to justify her neglecting you. That's just a simple truth. The rest of everything with your mom about what she believed and what she did, that we'll figure it out later. But I think it has something to do with your father. But even if it does, there was no excuse for her to neglect you.
Thank you.
That's also what I was trying to say. Apparently, Ashvini doesn't like how I was saying it, but I'm sorry, Declan, if you didn't like how I was saying it.
No, it's fine. You're fine. Thank you.
Soft touch. Ashwini just kind of smirks a little bit and is like at Raven, like, Raven, I told you that the second time you broke your leg and you nearly drove the person next to you in the bed to tears. You don't have the softest touch.
It's okay. It's
Neither do you.
and I think Declan just starts laughing despite himself. Like this is
I'm
all.
better than you. I am a professional. I have one better than you. Thank you.
You're a professional at saving people and telling them they're idiots, which I appreciate. It's not the same as being soft.
Let's check in with Spencer
That's
because
all you do.
Spencer hasn't. Spencer has been just watching this all unfold.
Yeah, Spencer is he misses the suit at this point. He misses the three piece that he was wearing in the dream, but he's back to his overgrown hoodie pulled up to his elbows, his hood on, and he's just staring at his coffee while this is happening. It just none of it seems to make any sense. And he also kind of sort of misses flying because that was a lot of fun in the dream. But while everyone is bickering, he just leans back and leans back and watches all of this unfold. Uh,
The
he has
only
no
thing that
yeah.
clicks with Spencer is when Raven is talking about the mismatched stories of the Hope Diamond, and some people say that it's cursed, and some people say, oh, it wasn't, and how all these different stories kind of misalign with each other. That makes Spencer think about when the other day when he was exploring the abandoned hotel casino that wasn't there. The oh heck, I got my bookmarks for a second. Almost there. Rock Hill Lodge. So that was the early 20th century hotel casino that Declan swore he was going to go investigate, and it just so happens that Ashvini was there and
You mean
spotted
Spencer?
him. But Spencer was going to it, right? Spencer was going to explore it, but no, Ashvini was walking along the edge of the and spotted him and saw him about to go into a building that was not there. and basically kept him from possibly doing himself a mischief. And something about that paradoxical, something being there and not there, that kind of resonates with Raven talking about the diamond and the fact that there are stories about it that are inconsistent with each other, and
Okay.
also the fact that there's the story in the comic. There's the story in the comic about how the Universal Defenders protected the Hope Diamond at the International Exposition, and then there's the um, ultimately when you guys get back to Declan's house, um, there's the newspaper clippings of the quote unquote real story, which is that some private security company was hired to protect it, and there's no discussion of whether or not it was successfully, if somebody tried to steal it or anything like that. So I mean, though those things, those paradoxical elements, all of them are starting to line up for Spencer in his mind.
Okay.
So,
Um,
sorry.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
All right. Spencer is still trying to put this stuff together, and so here's what we know so far, right? We know it has something to do with the Hope Diamond. I'm assuming because it's the only thing that looks like it was cursed. Um, there's stuff about things being there but not really being there, which is also something that we have all dealt with in some way or the other. Uh, I uh, I'm not sure what exactly we're supposed to do next, but I feel like the answer is somewhere in those things. Raven, can you pull up uh, instances of things being there but not really being there in history in the last since the Hope Diamond has disappeared in this area? We could start there. Maybe track something that way. If there's 5 7 different or like how many ever different places or things, we can start from there. Start building something from that. And like we know the hotel that I was supposed to go to, which was there but not really there, and then the dream, which was there but not really there. But I'm sure there are other places or whatever in your research and in your and by the way, this is as an aside, but when he was waiting at the diner, Spencer basically went through as many videos that Raven has published on YouTube or wherever else as he could. He skimmed through them at like 2x speed to get as much information or whatever as he could, because he thinks this is really cool. But yeah, anyway, so it could be cool if we could do if we could look into that and then start tracking it that way. That I don't know if that'll work, but it is a start.
Yeah, my mother was also looking into doppelgangers and like abandoned hospitals and stuff, if that's anything.
Oh fuck that. Okay, okay.
Oh, I
I
had
got
a
like
whole. I'm doing a series about. Raven is speaking a little more slowly than usual because they're still kind of grumpy at Ashvini. But yeah, I was doing a whole series on abandoned hospitals, and I did doppelgangers a couple years ago. A lot of them were disproven, but yeah, that's a really good idea, Spencer. So I will. I'll look up the Hope Diamond thing, and Declan, if you want there, I mean, only if it's going to be okay for you to look at. I've got this one video, and Raven kind of gives the date where I talk about doppelgangers. Um, Doppelgangers are a little weird because human pattern recognition, we tend to think that things look like faces that we know even when they don't. So it's mostly debunked, but there's like a few things. Anyway, Hope Diamond. Does Raven?
Ashwini, in this meantime, is going to step out and is going to start calling every 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 paramedic, EMT, ambulance drivers, everyone that he knows. He's going to use his community skill, and is going to find out as much about any recent incidents about like people going into places that were there but aren't really there, people being found in weird places, being called out some mysterious calls that you're by people who were there but not really there. Essentially, weird cases specifically involving disappearing stuff.
All right, so two things, and then we'll wrap it up for the night. So uh, in the chat, I put in a picture where it was the map, and I called out points of interest. So I just want to highlight that for a second. Basically, I mean, for those of you watching at home, this is U.S. Highway 6 running from Peekskill east and west. If you want a point of reference for the quote unquote real locations, if I can find the right channel. So starting from the diner, and then so these three locations, 2, 3, and 4, basically were when when in episode 1, when Ashwini was on his motorcycle and driving to the EMT shack. Along the way, these locations kind of scratched at their supernatural sense, like kind of like pinged a little bit. So there's Ansonia Lodge, which is a historical building. There, the Historical Preservation Society is picketing. There's a real estate company that's trying to come in and basically buy land around Lake Mohegan and turn it into an upscale apartment living community, and that would mean tearing down Ansonia Lodge. Um, Ansonia Lodge basically was a turn of the 20th century boarding house. It's still there. It is in disrepair. Um, Nobody knows really who owns it. That's why everything's kind of tied up in legal matters, and there's this battle between the Historical Preservation Society and this real estate development company. Um, so there's what Mr. Dark mentioned, which is the Argonne Rose Brewing Company and Cassandra's Table, is a restaurant and bar that is on right there on US 6 on Main Street. And then last but not least, further several miles further northeast, I guess, is the John Hart Memorial Library. And Declan, um, you you found it particularly uncanny that Ashvini's mindscape reminded you of you've been to the John Hart Memorial Library on a number of occasions. It's functional, it's operational, it has seen better days. It has that kind of like old timey sense to it where things are, furniture is fraying and you know paint is peeling and things like that. The similarities there are were like that's when you were in Ashrini's mindscape, you could have been in that library. And Raven, you know that if you pretty much go to any library, like you have some sort of supernatural access to all of the world's knowledge.
Yeah. That's so cool.
And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight.
Ah!
Ah!
Thank you so much, Craig. That was so fun.
You're welcome. Thank you. I had
That was really fun.
Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next Tuesday for episode 3 and the finale.
Night.